When it comes to creating hair in 3D, one of the biggest challenges is placing the hair guides efficiently. Sure, there are plenty of add-ons and tools that can generate hair guides procedurally, but I recently came across a hidden gem that takes a completely different approach. You see, instead of relying on procedural generation, CCR uses physics, but not the kind where you hit the spacebar and hope the simulation settles into something usable. Instead, it gives you precise and interactive control over how the hair guides respond to physics, so you can shape and groom them naturally, while keeping the entire process kinda predictable through a set of adjustable parameters. And the result is a workflow that feels far more intuitive. I mean, combining the organic behavior of physical simulation with manual control when you need it. And the best part is that it is a completely free software. So in today's video, we're taking a closer look at this software called CCR, which is a hair creation tool developed by a solo developer, and we will explore what makes its approach so unique to hair grooming and what makes it stand out from the more traditional workflows available today. The best way to describe this software is that it is a hybrid system that combines physical simulation with manual editing. You can use either approach independently or blend the two, and this obviously makes it easier to work with. The software is divided into two main modules. The first is the guide module, where you create, groom, and fine-tune your hair guides, and the second one is the hair module, where those guides are turned into a full hairstyle using a variety of modifiers, masks, and grooming parameters. And more recently, the developer also introduced a render module. While it is not meant to replace the render engine of your choice, I think it is a great addition for look development, where you can preview the hairstyle with proper lighting and shading, before exporting it to your favorite 3D software. Let's start with the guides module. You will find all the viewport settings in the bottom left corner. You can show or hide elements, adjust the background color, and control the mesh opacity to your liking. On the right is the inspector panel, which acts as a main control center. From here, you can import the mesh you want to groom, reference external meshes, transplant guides from other scenes, adjust guide properties, add hair ties, access the simulation settings, and use the parting tool to define the hair flow. And creating guides is honestly straightforward. You simply click on the middle mouse button to place a new one. Also, handy shortcuts overlay are displayed in the corner of the viewport, which can be really useful. Now, for the really interesting part, each guide consists of multiple segments, and each segment can be grabbed independently. If you select one and drag it, the curve responds, and the surrounding segments react in real time. And it really feels actually intuitive, but the real magic happens when you press G. Holding G temporarily enables the physics simulation, allowing the guide to react dynamically as you move it. And the moment you release the key, the simulation pauses, which leaves the guide exactly where it's settled. As you can see, the simple interaction gives you the organic feel of a physics simulation without sacrificing precision or forcing you to wait for a forced simulation to finish every time you adjust the settings. That's what I meant when I said CCR follows a hybrid approach. On top of that, you still have manual control over parameters like collision thickness, friction, gravity, solver iterations, and much more. It is also important to mention that the simulations run on the GPU, and this is what makes everything smooth. One of my favorite features is how interactive everything is. For example, if I change the guide's length or the number of segments while holding G, I can see the simulation adapt in real time. Watching the guide instantly update as I tweak those parameters honestly feels like magic. Now, I think I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. You probably noticed the hair transplant option earlier, but I skipped over it because I was too excited to talk about the simulation. Imagine you've just finished grooming an entire hairstyle and you're ready to send it to your client. Then, at the very last minute, they email you saying they accidentally sent you the wrong head model. At this point, you have two options: having a complete mental breakdown or get the job done one way or another. Well, in CCR, all you have to do is place a few markers on the original mesh and save the project. Then, on the new mesh, place the same markers in the same order. Choose transplant from the scene, select your previous project, and that's it. Your guides, hair settings, modifiers, and virtually the entire hairstyle are transferred over, which will save you from having to start from scratch. You can also add hair tiers to constrain sections of the hair or draw parting lines to create more natural and intersecting hairstyles. Another feature worth mentioning is the layer system. You see, guides can be organized into separate layers, so you can isolate and edit different regions of the hairstyle independently, and as you can imagine, this makes working on complex grooms much more manageable. Now let's move on to the hair module. You can switch between the guides and hair modules using the F1 and F2 keys. This is where your guides are transformed into the final hairstyle. You have full control over hair density, distribution methods, guide influence, and many other generation settings. You can also create masks or paint them directly using the built-in brush to control exactly where hair is generated. From there, you can fine-tune properties like hair thickness, clumping, length, frizz, waviness, and many other attributes that define the final look. You can also adjust the amount of parting in addition to push-out. The hair module also includes a hair set system, which lets you add different guide layers to drive separate hair sets. And as you can imagine, this makes it easy to give different regions of the hairstyle their own unique settings. For example, using one configuration for bangs, another for the ponytail, and another for the facial hair. In addition to this, there is also a trim tool. And if you ever noticed a few stray hairs sticking out where they shouldn't, you can simply delete them manually. Finally, pressing R takes you to the render module, where you can preview the hairstyle under different lighting and shading conditions. It is actually a fantastic environment for look development, which can give you a better idea of how the final groom will appear. And honestly, I'm only scratching the surface here, because the software has far more features than I could ever cover in a single video. And I think it is definitely a tool we'll be revisiting in the future. The fact that all of this has been developed by a single person is genuinely impressive. When it comes to exporting your work to another 3D software, the process is pretty straightforward. Simply install the appropriate add-on that comes with CCR for your specific software, whether it be Max, Maya, or Blender. Then export your hair guides as a PLY file and the hair system as an Alembic cache, and you are good to go. The only thing you want to pay attention to is the unit scale which you are working with, because I don't have to mention that you have to make sure that both software use the same units, which will help you avoid any unexpected scaling or proportion issues, especially during the importing process. So, if you would like to try it yourself, you can download it from the official Discord server. The link will be in the description down below. It is also the best place to follow upcoming updates, suggest new features, and report any bugs if you encounter any. And there you have it, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, please subscribe to the channel to receive more videos like this. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.